At 8:21 on the morning of the National College entrance exam, my best friend caught my wrist, just 3 steps from the security line. "Emma, wait." I stopped. Ava Parker looked like she was about to collapse. Her face was pale. Her eyes were already wet. She had emptied half the contents of her backpack onto a concrete bench beside the gate. Pens, tissues, a hairbrush, 2 packets of crackers, a charger, her wallet, her admission ticket, everything except her physical ID. No, she searched the same pocket again. Then another. Then the first pocket again. No, no, no. Around us, thousands of students and parents streamed toward the exam center. Police officers controlled the road. Teachers shouted reminders. The loudspeaker above the gate repeated, "Candidates must present their original physical identification, an admission ticket, before entering." Ava looked at me. Her lower lip trembled. "Emma!" I knew what came next. I had heard it. Before. In another life. I left it at home. Her voice cracked perfectly. I looked at the clock mounted above the gate. 8:21, exactly the same time. Ava grabbed both of my hands. "You still have my spare apartment key, right?" "Yes." Relief flashed across her face so quickly that anyone else would have missed it. "I didn't. You know where my ID is." I did. At least, I knew where she was about to tell me it was. "My desk," she said quickly. "Top drawer. Under the blue notebook." Same drawer. Same notebook. Same lie. "Emma, please." She squeezed my fingers. "My mom's across town. Dad's away. You're the only one who can get inside." Behind her, Serena Vale stood near a tree pretending to be worried. Perfect uniform. Perfect ponytail. Perfect sympathetic expression. One hand held her phone. The other was hidden behind her back. In my previous life, I never noticed that second hand. This time, I knew exactly what she was holding. Ava's ID. I looked back at Ava. She was crying harder now. "You can take the shortcut by the river. You're fast. If you leave now, you can get there. And back. 25 minutes. That was what Serena had calculated. 25 minutes there. And back if the roads were normal. They weren't. Exam day traffic had closed 2 intersections. Police had blocked the bridge to private vehicles. The fastest route became 35 minutes. Maybe 40. They knew that too. In my previous life, none of that mattered to me. Ava had cried. That had been enough. I had handed her my transparent stationery pouch. Inside it were my own ID, admission ticket, pens, and pencils. "Hold this." Then I ran. I remembered every second. Borrowing a bicycle from a stranger's father. Pedaling until my legs shook. Carrying the bicycle through the blocked intersection. Sweat burning my eyes. My lungs tearing. I reached Ava's apartment at 8:36. Unlocked the door. Ran upstairs. Top drawer. Blue notebook. No ID. I searched again. Nothing. I called Ava. No answer. Again. No answer. I tore through the desk. Her school bag. Her purse. Her nightstand. The kitchen counter. The bathroom. At 8:43, I finally reached her. "Emma." Her voice was calm. Too calm. "It's not here." Silence. "What?" "Your ID isn't in the drawer." "Oh." One word. At the time, I hadn't understood what was wrong with it. Now I did. A person who truly believed her future had just disappeared would not say, "Oh." She would panic. Ava hadn't panicked. Because she knew exactly where the ID was. Serena had it. In my first life, Ava kept me searching until 8:49. Then she called. "You can stop." "What?" "Mom found my passport in her car. She's closer than I thought. I'm inside." Inside. She had entered the exam center. I looked at the time. 8:50, 5 minutes. Before final entry. I ran anyway. I reached the gate at 8:58. Closed. My own ID and admission ticket were still in the pouch I had handed Ava. I couldn't even prove I belonged there. I stood outside. While the exam started, I begged. I cried. I tried to explain. The staff could do nothing. At 11:30, Ava came out. She ran toward me. She hugged me. She sobbed against my shoulder. "I'm so sorry. I thought you'd make it. I didn't know Mom had my passport." I comforted her. That memory embarrassed me more than anything. I comforted the person who had just destroyed my exam on purpose. 3 months later, I found the truth. A deleted photo from a shared cloud album. 8:17 a.m. 4 minutes before Ava grabbed my wrist. Ava was standing beside Serena, smiling. Her physical ID was visible in Serena's hand. Then came the recovered messages. Serena, if Emma leaves at 8:20, she won't make it back. Ava, what if she refuses? Serena, she won't. Ava, she might. Serena, cry harder. Tell her she's the only one with the spare key. Ava, this feels horrible. Serena, do you want the internship interview or not? Ava, yes. Serena, then stop thinking. Ava, how long do I keep her away? Serena, until 8:48 minimum. Ava, then you give me the ID. Serena, yes. Ava, what if she hates me? Serena, only if she finds out. I found out. By then, Serena had ranked first. She took the school's top scholarship recommendation. Ava got her interview at Serena's father's company. I lost the exam, lost my scholarship, lost my first choice university. Then I lost almost everything else trying to prove what had happened. Ava cried. When I confronted her, I didn't think you'd miss the whole exam. Serena said you'd make it back. Then she said the sentence that stayed with me until I died. You chose to go. As if she hadn't built the entire plan around knowing I would. As if 12 years of friendship were not the weapon. I tried to expose Serena. Her family threatened legal action. The school said the evidence was incomplete. Classmates said I was bitter because I had lost. My parents spent months helping me fight. My mother stopped sleeping properly. My father stopped joking. 6 months later, after another confrontation outside a school reunion dinner, Serena's boyfriend grabbed for my phone. I pulled back. Someone shoved me. I stumbled off the curb. Headlights filled my vision. Then nothing. When I opened my eyes again, I was 17, 12 days before the exam. And now Ava was standing in front of me again. Same gait, same tears, same time. 8:21. Emma. She tugged my wrist. Please. I looked at her fingers around my skin. Then at Serena. Serena gave me a small, encouraging smile. Go. Just one word, as if she had the right to give me instructions. I looked back at Ava. No, the tears stayed on her face. But the crying stopped. For half a second, she simply stared. What? I'm not going. Her eyes widened. No, that answer interested me. Not why. Not please. No. I had broken the script. Ava grabbed my sleeve. Emma, you have the key. I know. You know where the ID is. I know where you said it is. Her face changed. What does that mean? Nothing. I picked up my transparent exam pouch. Ava stepped directly in front of me. You can't. Just leave. I can. I'll miss the exam. Call your mother. She's across town. Call her anyway. She won't make it. Then speak to the exam staff. Ava stared. You're my best friend. Yes. Then help me. I am helping. How? I'm telling you what to do. Call your parents. Talk to the staff. Check what alternate identification is accepted. She shook her head hard. No, you go. I almost smiled. There it was again. Not a request. An expectation. Serena finally stepped forward. Emma. I turned. She looked disappointed. This isn't the time to be stubborn. About what? Ava needs you. Then stay with her. Serena's smile tightened. I don't have her apartment key. Then you can help call people. That's not useful. Neither is me missing my exam. Several students nearby had begun listening. Ava noticed. She started crying louder. Emma, please. I swear I'll make it up to you. I swear. In my first life, the public pressure had mattered. Everyone would see. Everyone would think I was cruel. I had always cared too much about being seen as good. This time, I looked at the clock. 8:23, then at Ava. If your ID is really at home, call your mother now. Her face went still. Why do you keep saying really? Serena looked at me. Something sharpened in her eyes. I shrugged. Did I? Yes, you did. I smiled. Then maybe call her. And prove me wrong. Ava's tears slowed. She looked toward Serena. Just one glance. Too quick for most people. Not for me. The loudspeaker sounded again. Candidates are advised to complete security procedures as early as possible. I stepped around Ava. She grabbed my wrist again. This time, a security officer noticed. Candidate, don't block the line. Ava let go. I moved forward. Then she shouted, if I miss this exam, it's because of you. That stopped me. I turned around. Parents looked over. Students slowed. Ava stood beside Serena. Her face wet, her hands clenched. I looked at her for a long moment, then said, no, her expression cracked. If you missed the exam, because you came without your ID, that's because of you. Serena stared at me. Ava whispered, you're unbelievable. Maybe. I turned back. A staff member checked my admission ticket, then my ID, then my face. Room 306. Go ahead. I stepped through the gate. Behind me, Emma. I kept walking. Emma. Still walking. Then, I'll never forgive you. That almost made me laugh. In my first life, I had spent months begging Ava to forgive me for not saving her from a lie she created. This time, she could keep her forgiveness. I had an exam to take, and for the first time in either life, Ava's emergency remained exactly where it belonged, on the other side of the gate. 12 days before exam morning, I woke up hearing tires scream. I sat upright. My chest hurt. My hands shook. For several seconds, I believed I was still lying in the road. Then sunlight came through my old curtains. My desk was covered in practice papers. My school blazer hung from the chair. The university brochure above my desk was still there. I looked at my phone. May 26th, 12 days before the exam. I checked the year 3 times. Then I ran downstairs. My mother stood in the kitchen, arguing with the toaster. Why does the stupid thing burn only one side? I wrapped my arms around her. She nearly dropped the butter knife. Emma! I held on. She laughed. What happened? Nothing. That's not a nothing hug. She pulled back, then saw my face. Nightmare. I nodded. How bad? I thought of headlights. My father staring silently at bills. My mother asleep at the kitchen table, because she had stayed up reading appeal documents. Ava crying, while lying. Serena smiling, while everyone believed her. Bad. Mom touched my cheek. It's over. I almost laughed. No. But this time I had another ending available. My father walked into the kitchen. Why is everyone emotional? Before coffee. Mom pointed at the toaster. It started it. I laughed. The sound surprised me. In my first life, laughter had disappeared from our house gradually. That was worse than losing it all at once. First Dad stopped making bad jokes. Then Mom stopped singing. While cooking. Then everything became about the exam. Appeals. Money. Applications. Serena. Ava. One morning had swallowed our family. Not again. My phone buzzed. Ava. Bestie. Study together later? Seeing her name hurt more than seeing Serena's would have. Serena had always been a rival. Ava had been home. I replied. Studying alone today. 3 dots. Why? Need to focus. LOL, we can focus together. No. A long pause. Then. Are you mad at me? No. You sound mad. I put the phone face down. My mother glanced over. Ava. Yes. You two fighting. No. She gave me the mother look. I ignored it. I made one rule for my second life. No elaborate revenge. No secret traps. No punishing people for things they had not done yet. No turning myself into Serena. Just because I remembered the future, I would do something simpler. I would stop making myself useful. That turned out to be surprisingly difficult. The old Emma had built half her relationships around solving other people's problems. Ava noticed immediately. The next day, after school, she dropped her planner onto my desk. Make me a study schedule. No, she laughed. What? The school gave you a revision template. I hate theirs. Use it anyway. You always make mine. Not this time. She stared. Why? Because I'm doing my own. You can copy it. No. She looked offended for almost 3 seconds. Then laughed. You're weird lately. The next day. Can you print my exam forms? The library printer works. I'm out of print credit. Add more. You're evil. Probably. Then. Can you keep my admission ticket? No, why? I lose things. Then don't. She stared. Wow. Another day. Can you remind me to bring my ID on exam morning? No, Ava laughed. Emma, I'm serious. You remind me of everything. That's the problem. She blinked. What? Nothing. I returned to my notes. 3 days later, she asked the question I had been waiting for. We were sitting in the cafeteria. Do you still have my apartment key? My fork stopped halfway to my mouth. Yes. Good. Why? She shrugged. No reason. In case I lock myself out. Your mom has one. She works all day. Your dad. Traveling next week. Make another copy. She rolled her eyes. You already have one. Yes. Then why would I need another? I looked at her. In my first life, that key had felt special. Proof that our families trusted each other. Proof we were almost sisters. Now it felt like a tool someone had already measured for a lock. I considered returning it immediately. Then stopped. If I changed too much, the plan might change. I didn't want to catch them. I didn't need evidence. But I wanted the danger to arrive in a form I recognized. 3 days before the exam, Serena approached me outside the library. Emma! I closed my book. What? Serena Vale always looked composed. Perfect ponytail. Perfect uniform. Perfect posture. She had the kind of confidence that made teachers assume she knew what she was doing. She smiled. Ava says you've been distant. Maybe. She's worried. She'll survive. Serena laughed softly. You two are basically sisters. Basically. She depends on you. I know. You're the responsible one. There it was. Responsible. Reliable. Helpful. The girl. Who fixed everything. What are you? I asked. Serena blinked. What? If I'm the responsible one. What are you? She laughed. Your annoying rival. Probably. Something flashed in her eyes. Then she smiled again. You're really tense. Exam. One exam isn't worth destroying yourself over. I almost laughed. Good advice. She watched me. Seriously. If something goes wrong, don't make it the end of the world. I held her gaze. What do you think is going to go wrong? Her smile froze for half a heartbeat. Nothing. Then why say that? Because you're intense. I nodded. Thanks. Then walked away. That night, Ava invited herself over. She sprawled across my bed eating chips, while I reviewed chemistry. Promise me something. No, she threw a chip at me. You don't know what it is. Exactly. Seriously. I closed my book. What? If something goes wrong on exam day, I waited. Don't panic. What could go wrong? I don't know. Traffic. I forget something. I freak out. She laughed. You know me. Yes. I did now. Bring your ID. Yes. Mom. Admission ticket. Yes. Pens. Yes. Then you're fine. She watched me. Would you help me if I forgot something? What? Hypothetically. Like what? My ID. She laughed as though the idea were absurd. That would be so bad. Yes. So don't forget it. Her smile faded. You wouldn't go get it? I'd tell you to call your parents. What if? They couldn't. Ask exam staff. What if nobody could? Then you'd have a problem. Ava stared. You're serious? Yes. You'd let me miss the exam? I wouldn't be making you miss anything. Her eyes narrowed. You've changed. Yes. That answer made her uncomfortable. She looked away. Later, I wondered whether she messaged Serena that night. Maybe. They discussed changing the plan. Maybe Serena convinced her I was bluffing. Whatever happened. They continued. Exam morning arrived. At 8:02, Ava messaged. Where are you? 5 minutes away. Hurry. Why? Just hurry. I didn't hurry. Dad drove normally. Mom checked my ID for the 4th time. Still there? Yes. Admission ticket? Yes. Pens? Yes. Dad laughed. She's going to check at the gate too. Mom turned. ID. I held it up. At 8:12, we arrived. I didn't approach Ava immediately. I stood behind a group of parents. Watched. 8:14, Serena checked her phone. 8:16, Ava opened her bag. 8:17. She took out her physical ID, handed it directly to Serena. There. The memory became reality. Ava had chosen again. Serena slipped the card behind her phone. They whispered. At 8:19, Ava started pretending to search. At 8:20, she became frantic. At 8:21, she saw me, then ran over crying. Perfect. The future had repeated itself. Only I hadn't. After I entered the gate, my body began shaking. I hated that. I knew I had done the right thing. Still, my muscles remembered running. My lungs remembered burning. My hand remembered Ava's apartment key cutting into my palm. Trauma didn't care that I had changed the ending. At 8:31, I reached room 306, desk 17, window side. He said. A boy nearby was reading vocabulary notes. Someone behind me asked the proctor if water bottles were allowed. Ordinary. I loved every boring second. At 8:34, my phone, already stored away, received Ava's fourth missed call. Then a message. Please. 8:27, Emma, answer me. 8:30, I'm serious. 8:32, if I miss this exam, I will never forgive you. Meanwhile, Serena stood beside her. According to Lily, who later told me everything, Serena kept saying, she'll come back. She'll feel guilty. She always does. But at 8:33, I still hadn't appeared. That was when the first part of their plan truly failed. Then an exam coordinator approached Ava. Why are you still outside? I forgot my ID. Parents. My mom's far away. Call her. She can't get here. Passport. Ava hesitated. She might have it. Then call. Ava looked toward Serena. Serena nodded. Ava called. Something neither of them had expected happened. Mrs. Parker answered, and she was only 8 minutes away. She had stopped at a cafe. After dropping Ava near the school, Ava's passport was still in her glove compartment from a family trip. I'm coming. Ava panicked. No. Her mother paused. What? I mean, Ava looked at Serena. Emma already went home for my ID. Emma! Yes. She has the apartment key. Why did you send Emma? She offered. That lie was new. In my first life, Ava said I insisted. Even then, she had already begun rewriting my role. Mrs. Parker asked, why didn't you call me first? I thought you were across town. You didn't ask. Mom. It's okay. Emma's getting it. No, I'm coming. Then she hung up. Serena's face changed. Call her back. Why? If your mom arrives now. The whole thing was pointless. Ava stared. Lily heard that sentence. At the time, she didn't understand it. Later, she would. Ava whispered. Emma already went inside. Serena clenched her jaw. She'll come back. She won't. She has to. Why? Serena didn't answer. At 8:35, she pulled Ava's ID from behind her phone. Take it. Ava stared. What? Go in. Now. Yes. Everyone saw me crying. Say you found it. Where? Your bag. The coordinator watched me empty it. Then your pocket. My skirt doesn't have pockets. Serena hissed. Do you want to miss the exam? Ava reached for the card, then stopped. 3 classmates were watching. So it was apparent. If she produced the missing ID now, questions would start immediately. She pushed Serena's hand away. My mom's coming. The plan was dead. I had not exposed anyone. I had not confronted them. I had simply refused to leave, and without me performing my assigned role, they suddenly had no idea how to perform theirs. Mrs. Parker arrived at 8:40 carrying Ava's passport. She looked annoyed rather than panicked. That mattered. Ava had built the situation around everyone matching her fear. Her mother didn't. Why didn't you call me first? I thought you were far away. You didn't ask. I panicked. Where is Emma? Ava froze. What? You said Emma went home. Serena stepped forward. There was some confusion. Mrs. Parker looked at her. I'm speaking to my daughter. Serena smiled. Of course. Ava took the passport. Her mother's gaze shifted, then stopped. A white card edge was visible behind Serena's phone. What is that? Serena lowered her hand. What? In your hand? Nothing. Mrs. Parker frowned. Show me. Serena hesitated. That tiny hesitation made an exam coordinator look over. A parent beside them stopped talking. Mrs. Parker held out her hand. Serena! What are you holding? Serena opened her palm. Ava's physical ID. Silence. Mrs. Parker stared at the photo. Then at Ava. Then Serena. Why does she have your ID? Ava's face drained. Serena answered first. Ava gave it to me earlier. When? This morning. Then why has she been crying that she left it at home? No answer. The coordinator stepped closer. Is that the missing ID? Ava whispered. Yes. Her mother's face hardened. You sent Emma away to find a card Serena had? No, I forgot. You forgot what? That I gave it to her. Mrs. Parker stared. You forgot handing someone the most important document you needed this morning. Ava began crying. Mom, please. Serena stepped in. She was stressed. People forget things under stress. Mrs. Parker looked at her. Then why didn't you give it back? Serena paused. I didn't realize she was searching for it. The coordinator frowned. She was crying about her ID, directly beside you. Serena's smile became strained. There were hundreds of people. Mrs. Parker looked at Ava. Take the card. Take the passport. Go inside. Ava moved. Then her mother added, We are discussing this. After the exam, Ava's face crumpled, but she ran through security. At 8:43, she entered. Serena followed at 8:45. All three of us made it inside. That was important. Nobody missed the exam. Nobody could claim their academic future had been destroyed by the incident. Yet the lie had already become more dangerous than if it had succeeded, because now people had time to examine it. At 9 o'clock, I began my paper. In my first life, I had been outside. This time, I answered every question. At 11:30, I handed in the exam. I remained seated for several seconds. After the paper was collected, not because I was tired, because I wanted to feel it. Finished. A word I had never been able to use about that exam in my first life. I walked outside. Mom saw me immediately. How was it? Good. She narrowed her eyes. Good or, I don't want to talk about it. Good? Actually good. She hugged me, then stepped back. Ava's mother called. I stopped. When? During the exam. She wanted to know whether you went to their apartment. What did you say? That you were sitting an exam. Mom folded her arms. What happened? Before I answered, Ava called my name. Emma. She stood 20 feet away, her mother beside her. Serena was nowhere near them. Ava walked toward me. You really left me? Yes. What if Mom hadn't been nearby? Then you would have had to find another solution. So you really would have let me miss it. I looked at her. If you genuinely forgot your ID, and nobody could bring another one, then yes. She stared. You're my best friend. And she flinched. Mom looked at me, surprised. I continued. I would never ask you to leave your exam. Because I forgot something. That's different. How? Because, she stopped. There was no answer. Then I said, You asked me 3 times this week what I would do if you forgot something. Ava's face changed. Mom noticed. You did. Ava shook her head. I was joking. You specifically asked about your ID. I don't remember. You asked whether I still had your apartment key. That's normal. No, it isn't. Ava's eyes turned angry. Why are you making everything sound suspicious? I looked at her. You tell me. She stared. Then, you think I planned this? I said nothing. Silence did more than accusation. Ava's mother walked over. I also want to know why Serena had the card. Ava's shoulders tightened. Mom. No, Mrs. Parker turned toward me. Emma. Did Ava ask you to go home? Yes. Did you go? No, why not? Because the exam was starting. She nodded. Good. Ava stared at her mother. Mom. Mrs. Parker's voice stayed calm. She should miss her exam. Because you didn't keep track of your identification. Ava cried. I told you it was a mistake. Her mother looked at her. And I'm asking what mistake? Serena appeared then. Perfect timing. Mrs. Parker. Ava's mother turned. Serena smiled gently. Ava was overwhelmed. That's all. Mrs. Parker's expression did not change. Why did you have her ID? Ava gave it to me. For safekeeping. Why? Her bag zipper was acting up. Ava looked at Serena. That explanation was new. Mrs. Parker glanced at Ava's bag. The zipper was closed. Perfectly. Serena noticed. She thought it might break. Mrs. Parker stared. Serena continued. She was nervous. That's all. Then Lily walked by. Stopped. Her zipper wasn't broken. Everyone turned. Lily looked uncomfortable. I'm sorry. But I was with Ava. When she packed, she said the bag was new. Ava's face went white. Serena smiled. She probably meant another pocket. Lily shrugged. Maybe. Then walked away. A tiny contradiction. Nothing dramatic. But now there were witnesses. That changed everything. By lunchtime, the class group chat had become chaos. Lily, did Serena really have Ava's missing ID? Lucas. What? Rachel. Yes. Noah. I saw Mrs. Parker take it from her. Ava. Can everyone stop? I forgot I gave it to her. Lucas. How do you forget giving away the one thing you need to enter? Ava. I was panicking. Serena. Please stop turning a stressful situation into gossip. Noah. Why didn't you give it back? When she started panicking. Serena. I didn't realize she was looking for it. Lily. You were standing next to her. Serena. There were a lot of people. Rachel. You had your arm around her. No response. Then Serena. I'm not discussing this publicly. She left the group. Ava stayed. Ava. Emma is making everybody suspicious. I looked at the message. I had not posted anything. Noah answered. Emma hasn't said a word. Ava. She keeps implying things. Lucas. Where? Ava. Forget it. Then she left too. I muted the group. Mom was making lunch. You're not going to defend yourself? No, she looked impressed. That's new. What does that mean? You used to write essays if someone misunderstood you. She was right. The old Emma believed perfect explanations could force people to be fair. They couldn't. That evening, Ava messaged privately. Why are you doing this? I replied. Doing what? Making everyone think I lied. I haven't told anyone you lied. You keep saying weird things. Like what? That I asked about your key. You did. That I asked what you'd do if I forgot my ID. You did. A long pause. Then. You know I wasn't serious. Wasn't I? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then. You're insane. I stared at the word. In my first life. It would have hurt. I would have written 3 paragraphs. Asked what I had done. Explained everything. This time. I locked my phone. Went downstairs. Ate dinner. Then slept 8 hours. That was the first consequence Ava hadn't expected. Not exposure. Not revenge. Irrelevance. The second exam took place 2 days later. In my first life, I had entered the second subject, already broken. I had spent the previous 2 days crying, comforting Ava, defending her, trying to figure out whether I could appeal the missed paper. I barely slept. This time, I woke at 6, ate breakfast, checked my ID. Mom checked it again. Dad drove me. At the gate, Ava stood alone. No Serena. She had clipped her ID to a bright red lanyard. Impossible to lose. I almost smiled. I walked past. Emma! I stopped. What? Ava swallowed. You really aren't going to apologize? For what? For leaving me. You entered the exam. That's not the point. What's the point? You didn't know Mom was nearby. Correct. In this life. I did. But Ava could not know that. I said, you had teachers, parents, exam staff. Serena. She stayed with you. Ava's face changed. Interesting. Then. You could have gone. No, 30 minutes. My heartbeat slowed. What? You would have lost maybe 30 minutes. 30. The exact window from Serena's old messages. I tilted my head. Why 30? Ava froze. I'm estimating. Why not 20? Emma. Why not 40? You're being weird. You chose 30. Ava looked behind me. Serena had just arrived. Their eyes met. Fear. Just for a second. I smiled. Good luck. Then walked in. The second exam went well. When I came out, Serena was waiting near the stairs. Emma. No, you don't know what I'm going to say. I don't want to. She stepped in front of me. You need to stop. Stop what? Putting ideas in Ava's head. I raised an eyebrow. What ideas? That yesterday was planned. There. I had never said planned. Serena realized it at the same moment I did. She recovered quickly. You know what I mean. No, I stepped closer. You tell me. Her smile disappeared. You're enjoying this. No, you want people suspicious. No, you've always hated me. That's convenient. What? Nothing. I moved around her. She grabbed my sleeve. Several students noticed. Serena released it immediately, then lowered her voice. You should be careful. I turned. About what? For 1 second, the mask disappeared. About destroying your friendships over things you don't understand. I smiled. That sounded almost like a threat. Her expression changed. I didn't threaten you. Good. Then I walked away. That evening, Serena posted in the class group. Some people are weaponizing exam stress to create unnecessary drama. No names. Then, Ava made a simple mistake. I helped her. That's all. Lily. Helped by holding the ID she was crying about. Serena. Yes. Noah. While she was crying about not having it. Serena. I already explained that. Rachel. Not really. Ava suddenly entered. Igewe iti to here. Because my bag zipper was broken. Lily. It wasn't. Ava. Yes, it was. Rachel posted a photo from lunch. Ava holding the same bag. Zipper fully closed. Lucas. Bro. Ava deleted her message. Too late. Then she tried another explanation. The inner pocket. Noah. So first you forgot giving Serena your ID. Now it was a broken zipper? Ava. Both can be true. Lucas. Not helping yourself here. Serena. Stop interrogating her. Lily. Nobody asked her to invent the zipper. Silence. Then Ava left the group. Serena followed. I had still posted nothing. That was when people stopped being angry at me and became curious about them. Curiosity was much more dangerous. Anger could be redirected. Curiosity asked for answers. The next problem came from Ava's mother. Not from me. Mrs. Parker thought Ava was secretly dating someone. She checked the family phone account. What she found instead were 11 calls between Ava and Serena from midnight to 1:30 a.m. the night before the exam. At breakfast, she asked, "What were these?" Ava looked down. "Studying. For 90 minutes. After midnight. We were nervous." "What were you studying?" "Everything." Mrs. Parker asked, "Why did you delete the messages?" Ava froze. "I cleaned my chats." "All of them?" "Yes." Mrs. Parker didn't believe her. Then she remembered the gate, the missing ID, Serena holding it, Emma being sent to the apartment, the strange explanations. Parents were dangerous. When they finally decided a story didn't make sense, Mrs. Parker came to school. By lunch, Ava looked terrible. She found me in the library. "Can we talk?" "No, Emma." I looked up. Her eyes were red, real red. "No performance." 5 minutes. We went outside. Ava hugged her arms around herself. "My mom is going through everything." "That sounds uncomfortable." "You know." I waited. "Somehow you know." "Know what?" "Stop." "No, tell me." Ava started crying. Quietly. "I didn't think you'd miss the whole exam." There. The first real truth. I said nothing. She kept going. Because silence made her nervous. "Serena said you'd make it back. She said you're fast. She said you'd lose 20 minutes. Maybe 30. I looked at her. Why did I need to lose any? Ava wiped her face. She said, "What?" She said the scholarship wasn't fair. I almost laughed. "Why? You were always first." And she said one bad paper would even things. Even. Ava closed her eyes. "Yes." Meaning Serena wins. She nodded. "And you?" "What? What did you get?" "Nothing." I stared. "Really?" She looked away. "An interview." For what? Her father's summer program. There it was. Not even the internship. An interview. "You sold me for an interview." She flinched. "Don't say it like that." "How should I say it?" "I didn't think it would destroy anything." "You knew I would leave." "Yes." "You knew the ID wasn't at home." Ava closed her eyes. "Yes." "You knew Serena had it." "Yes." "You planned to keep me away." She cried harder. "Until 8:48. My stomach tightened. "Why 8:48? So, Her voice disappeared. So even if you realized, you couldn't get back. There. The full plan. I should have felt rage. Instead, I felt tired. In my first life, I had chased this confession for months. Now it had arrived. Because I stopped participating. Why? Ava covered her face. Because I was jealous. Of what? You. What about me? Everything. Her voice rose. Emma came first. Emma won the competition. Emma got the recommendation. Emma knows where she's going. Emma's parents are proud. I was always, she laughed bitterly, Emma's best friend. I stared. You never told me. I know. You smiled. I know. You celebrated with me. I know. Her voice cracked. I hated myself for being jealous. So you punish me. Ava covered her mouth. No answer. Then, are you going to tell everyone? No. Her head snapped up. What? I'm not. Hope appeared. Wrong hope. You are. Her face emptied. No, yes. I can't. Then don't. She stared. What? You asked what I'm going to do. Nothing. This is your lie. You decide what happens next. Ava's breathing became uneven. But everyone suspects. Yes. My mom suspects. Yes. Serena will blame me. Probably. You don't care. I looked at her. I cared enough that you built the whole plan around me caring. She froze. That's over. I picked up my bag. Ava grabbed my wrist. Same hand. Same motion. Different day. I looked down. She released me. 2 days later, Ava told her mother. Her mother made her tell the school. And that was when Serena stopped pretending to protect her. Serena denied everything. Immediately, Ava acted alone. I had no idea she planned to send Emma away. I held her ID because she asked me to. I thought Emma knew. I thought it was some private joke. Ava stared at her across the counselor's office. You're lying. Serena looked wounded. Ava, you told me what time to start. No, you told me to wait until 8:20. I did not. You said Emma couldn't say no. Serena shook her head. You were stressed. You're remembering things wrong. Ava's face changed. That was the moment she realized Serena had never considered her a partner. Only a shield. Ava called her that evening. No answer. Again. No answer. Then Serena blocked her. That finally broke whatever loyalty remained. Luckily for Ava, she had kept screenshots. Not because she expected betrayal. Because she had been flattered that Serena was talking to her privately. She saved things. One screenshot. Serena. 8:20, not earlier. Ava. Why does the time matter that much? Serena. Because if she leaves too soon, she might make it back. Ava. This is actually crazy. Serena. It's one paper. She'll still score well. Another. Ava. What if Emma refuses? Serena. She won't. Ava. You keep saying that. Serena. Because she always saves you. Another. Ava. Do I still get the internship interview if she comes back in time? Serena. If you do your part. Yes. Ava. That sounds awful. Serena. Then don't think about it. Then the line that spread through the entire school. Serena. Emma always chooses you. Ava. I know. Serena. Use that. People understood that line immediately. No legal explanation required. No complicated evidence. Use that. Use the fact that your friend loves you. Use the fact she always comes. When you call. Use the relationship as leverage. The school called a formal meeting. My parents attended. Ava. And Mrs. Parker. Serena. And both parents. The counselor. The principal. The examination coordinator. Serena's father brought an attorney. Dad leaned toward Mom. This is ridiculous. Mom whispered. Stop. I whispered. You have no whisper voice. I almost laughed. The attorney talked for 20 minutes. Context. Teenage exaggeration. No completed harm. Ambiguous intent. Ava acting independently. Serena never directly ordering anyone to miss an exam. Technically polished. Emotionally useless. Mrs. Parker finally interrupted. My daughter lied. Everyone looked at her. She lied. She intended to send Emma away. She admits that. Ava stared at her lap. Mrs. Parker continued. What I want to know is why Serena was holding the ID. Serena's mother replied. Ava gave it to her. Why? For safekeeping. That was already contradicted. Serena's father frowned. His wife stopped. Mrs. Parker looked at Serena. Did you know Ava planned to tell Emma the ID was at home? Serena hesitated. The attorney said, Serena does not have to respond to speculative. Serena's father cut him off. Answer. The room went quiet. Serena looked at her father. I knew she was going to joke around. Ava's head snapped up. Joke? Serena continued. I didn't know she'd take it that far. Ava laughed in disbelief. You told me to cry. No, you told me to say Emma was the only one with the key. No, I have the messages. You have selected screenshots. The attorney shifted. That wording mattered. Selected. Serena had found a strategy. Context. She would claim Ava removed the parts that made it look harmless. For almost an hour. It worked. Not completely, but enough. The school could see the scheme. Still, Serena's family kept turning every direct accusation into uncertainty. Then Lily spoke. She had been asked to provide a statement. I heard Serena tell Ava to wait. Serena looked at her. When? Before Emma arrived. What exactly did I say? Lily frowned. Wait until she gets here. Serena smiled slightly. That could mean anything. Lily looked annoyed. Maybe. Then Noah spoke. I heard Serena tell Ava Emma would come back. The attorney asked. Exakt worden. Noah shrugged. She said, she'll feel guilty. She always comes. Serena's smile faded slightly. Then Rachel. I saw Serena take the ID. Before Ava started searching. Another parent. I heard Ava say the ID was at home, while Serena stood beside her. The exam coordinator. I directly asked Ava where the card was, and Serena did not say she had it. Small facts. No dramatic smoking gun. Together. A shape. Serena's father slowly stopped looking at everyone else. He looked at his daughter. During a break, Serena found me in the hallway. You're enjoying this? No, stop pretending. I'm hungry. She laughed bitterly. You ruined my recommendation. I haven't spoken for 40 minutes. You turned Ava against me. No, you made her confess. No, if you had just forgiven her, none of this would have happened. I stared, then laughed. Serena's eyes narrowed. What? Listen to yourself. Her face hardened. You asked Ava to send me away. She lied. You held the ID. You offered her something. And your complaint is that I didn't forgive her quickly enough? Serena's voice dropped. You think you're better than everyone. No, I think I'm allowed to take my own exam. She stared. You think you won. I almost smiled. I think I finished the paper. That was what hurt her. The plan had already failed. The scandal was secondary. Her goal had been to remove me from the exam. I had entered. Everything. After that was just her trying to survive the consequences of failing. When the meeting resumed, Serena's father asked to see the screenshots himself. He read them silently. Then the one line. Emma always chooses you. Use that. His jaw tightened. Did you write this? Serena looked at the attorney. Her father repeated. Did you write it? Yes. Silence. What did use that mean? Serena's eyes filled. I was angry. That is not an answer. I wanted Emma to lose some time. There it was. Not the entire scheme. Enough. Ava began crying. Serena's mother closed her eyes. Her father leaned back. The attorney stopped taking notes. Serena continued. Because once the first piece came out, keeping the rest inside became harder. I didn't think she'd miss the whole paper. I thought she'd come back. I thought. She looked at me. You always manage everything. There it was again. The compliment that was really an excuse. You're capable. You can handle it. You'll recover. So hurting you counts less. I looked away. I was done listening. The school's decision came a week later. No one was expelled. No one was arrested. The exam board did not cancel anyone's paper because I had entered normally, and the examination itself had not been compromised. Some classmates thought the consequences were too small. They wanted dramatic ruin, but the actual consequences were enough. Serena was removed from student council. Her leadership scholarship recommendation was withdrawn. Her nomination for an elite university program was suspended. Her father formally recused his company from any summer internship decision involving Ava. Ava lost eligibility for school-sponsored conduct-based awards. Her internship interview disappeared. Both received formal disciplinary records. The social consequences came faster. Students stopped asking Serena to organize events. Teachers stopped automatically handing her responsibility. Her messages in group chats received silence. Popularity did not disappear completely. It changed texture. People still smiled. They simply stopped trusting. That hurt Serena more. Ava's punishment looked different. She lost me. Not because I wanted to punish her. Because there was no friendship left to return to. 1 week after the decision, she came to my house. Mom opened the door. Then came upstairs. Ava's here. I kept packing practice books. Okay. You going down? I don't know. Mom sat beside me. You don't have to. I know. You also don't have to hate her forever. I don't. Mom raised an eyebrow. That was the strange part. I didn't hate Ava. Not anymore. Hatred had consumed enough of my first life. I went downstairs. Ava stood outside holding a small silver key. My spare key to her apartment. I looked at it. She smiled weakly. I thought we should exchange. I took hers from my key ring. Handed it back. She placed mine in my palm. 4A. Well, neither of us spoke. Then, guess that makes it official. What? We're not best friends. No, her eyes filled. Do you hate me? I thought about the first life. The empty drawer. The closed gate. The truck headlights. Then this life. Her confession. Her shame. Her face. When Serena denied everything. No, she almost looked disappointed. That's worse. Maybe. Why don't you? Because hate takes attention. Ava looked down. I don't want to give this more. She nodded slowly. Then, I really did love you. I know. How can that be true? Because people can love someone and still use them. Ava's face crumpled. Therapy said almost the same thing. You started therapy? My mom made me. Good. She says I spent years comparing myself to you instead of figuring out who I was. That sounds accurate. Ava laughed through tears. You're still kind of mean. No, I'm efficient. She smiled, then became serious. Can I ask you something? Yes. How did you know? My heartbeat changed. Know what? That morning. That I was lying. I paused. You looked at Serena. When? At the gate. That's all. Yes. Ava studied my face. Maybe some part of her knew that was too simple. But the truth belonged to a reality she could never understand. I died once. Because I believed you. No. I didn't know anyone that story. She nodded. Goodbye. Emma. Bye. She walked away. Mom came outside. You okay? Yes. She wrapped an arm around me. I leaned into her. Rebirth had not taught me to reject everyone. It taught me that accepting love and surrendering responsibility were not the same thing. The third and final exam came 3 weeks later. By then, the scandal had cooled. People had returned to their own problems. That was healthy. The old Emma would have hated being forgotten. The new one found relief in it. I woke at 6, ate breakfast, checked my ID. Mom checked it again. Dad looked over. Are we checking that thing every 10 minutes? Yes. Good. He lifted his coffee. Trauma can be productive. Mom glared. Don't joke. I'm not. I laughed. At the exam center, Noah held up his ID dramatically. Look! I remembered. Congratulations. Do I get a prize? No, Lily arrived behind him. I brought 2 IDs. I looked at her. Why? Your class has traumatized me. Fair. Ava came alone. Bright red lanyard. ID clipped in front. Impossible to miss. She saw me. We exchanged a small nod. That was enough. Serena arrived with her mother. No crowd. No group of girls waiting. No one asking her where to go. She had spent years looking larger than life. Without an audience. She looked 17. Just 17. She passed me. Then stopped. I hope you're satisfied. With what? Everything. I looked at the gate. I'm satisfied I'm early. She laughed bitterly. You know what I mean. Yes. Then. I'm still taking the exam. She stared. What? So are you. So is Ava. No one lost the exam. No one's life ended. I looked at her. You can stop acting like mine needed to. Her face changed. For a moment, shame almost appeared. Then pride covered it. She walked away. At 8:55, the gate closed. Click. My body reacted instantly. My chest tightened. For a second, I saw the first life, my hands on the metal barrier, my empty pockets, my admission ticket inside Ava's pouch. Then I opened my eyes. I was inside. That was enough. Room 214. Desk 9. He said. The paper arrived. At 9 o'clock, I began. No emergency. No crying. No running. No one else's problem. Just mine. 2.5 hours later, I finished. When I walked outside, my parents were waiting. Mom waved both arms like she was guiding a plane. I pretended not to know her. She shouted, "Emma!" Everyone looked. I laughed. Dad said, "How was it?" "Good." Mom narrowed her eyes. "Good. Good, good," she screamed. I covered my face. Dad laughed. Normal embarrassment. I loved it. The weeks before results were unexpectedly peaceful. I expected to obsess. Instead, life became boring. Movies, long breakfasts, cleaning my room, helping Mom grocery shop, Dad trying to convince us to go hiking. I had forgotten how good boring could feel. Ava rarely messaged. Serena never did. Noah occasionally sent memes. Lily started a group chat called People Who Remember Their IDs. I left immediately. She added me back. Results day arrived 5 weeks later. Mom woke at 5:30. I heard cabinets opening. Stress cleaning. Dad sat at the table at 7 pretending to read news. He never scrolled. At 7:50, I said, "You two are making me nervous." Dad looked up. "I'm completely calm." Mom pointed at his mug. "You put salt in your coffee." He stared, then quietly pushed it away. I laughed. At 8 o'clock, the portal opened. Candidate number. Password. Loading. My hands shook. That surprised me. A second life did not remove uncertainty. It only made possibility more precious. The score appeared. For several seconds, I didn't understand what I was looking at. Mom leaned closer. "Well." Dad stood. "Emma. Highest in the school. Above the national scholarship cutoff. High enough for my first choice university." I read it again. Then Mom screamed. Dad shouted, "Yes." Then immediately acted embarrassed that he had shouted. I laughed, then cried. Mom hugged me. Dad joined. For a few seconds, the three of us were crushed together beside the computer. In my first life, results day had been a funeral. No complete score. No celebration. Only, maybe next year. Maybe appeal. Maybe another school. This time Mom was crying into my hair for the right reason. That mattered more than beating Serena. The class group filled slowly. Noah did well. Lily exceeded expectations. Mason barely made his target and posted 17 crying emojis. Ava did better than she feared. Not enough for the elite program she once wanted. Enough for a good university. Then Serena's result appeared. Second. Again. Excellent. But without the leadership scholarship recommendation she had counted on. Someone posted, "All that, just to come second." Mr. Harris deleted it. Then someone else wrote, "Leave her alone." That surprised me. A month earlier, everyone wanted blood. Now, they were tired. Good. Serena's life did not need to become entertainment. Ava sent me a private message. "Congratulations." I replied, "Thanks." Then, "You deserved it." I stared at those words. In my first life, they would have meant everything. Now, they were kind, small, unnecessary. I wrote, "Good luck with applications." She replied, "You too." That was all. 1 month later, my admission letter arrived. First choice university. Biomedical engineering. Full academic scholarship. Mom opened the envelope. Before I got home, I stared. "Mom, I gave birth to you. That does not make my mail yours." Dad nodded. "I think legally she has a case. You are both criminals." We celebrated that night. Too much food. Dad bought a cake, even though no one liked cake. Mom called relatives I had not spoken to in years. I sat across from them and watched. Alive. Happy. No abuse. No loaders. No debt. No Serena. No Ava. Just my family. That was what revenge looked like to me now. Not someone else losing. Me getting to keep what should have been mine all along. The day before university, I found a duplicate of Ava's apartment key in my desk drawer. I had forgotten I made it years earlier. Silver. Tiny. In my first life, it had represented trust. Then it became the reason. They knew I would run. I held it. No speech. No dramatic fire. I dropped it into the trash. Mom walked past. What was that? Old key. Too. Where? Nowhere. She nodded. Finish packing. Yes. University began quietly. That was its greatest gift. Laundry. Bad cafeteria food. Impossible professors. Group projects. New friends. Nobody knew Serena. Nobody knew Ava. Nobody knew why I checked my ID twice. Before important appointments, my roommate noticed. You're paranoid. Prepared. Same thing. No, she didn't know how expensive the difference had been. 6 months into university, Serena contacted me. That surprised me. Not Ava. Serena. I was sitting in the library when a message request appeared. Serena Vali. I stared at it for almost a minute, then opened it. Can we talk? I considered deleting it. Then, about what? She replied immediately. I owe you an apology. That was unexpected. I waited. A longer message arrived. I was angry, jealous, scared. You always made everything look easy. I convinced myself one bad paper wouldn't really hurt you. I told myself I only wanted to make things fair. None of that excuses it. I know that now. I stared at the screen. Then another message. My dad made me see a counselor. I hated it, but she asked me why I needed you to lose instead of trying to improve myself. I didn't have an answer. I leaned back. Around me, students typed. Pages turned. Someone whispered too loudly. Normal life continuing, while someone from my old life tried to enter. Then, I'm sorry. I typed. Okay. 3 dots. That's it. I almost laughed. What do you want me to say? I don't know. Maybe that you forgive me. I thought about it. Then wrote. I don't know if I do. A long pause. Then. Fair. I closed the chat. That was all. No dramatic reconciliation. No new friendship. No revenge speech. Just an apology that arrived too late to matter much. Strangely, that made it more meaningful. If Serena had apologized, while I still needed it, I might have mistaken relief for forgiveness. Now I could simply let the words exist. Ava took longer to disappear from my thoughts. That made sense. Serena had attacked my future. Ava had attacked my understanding of the past. Every good memory with her became complicated. Sleepovers, birthdays, movie nights, trips. Was she jealous then? Did she resent me? Did I miss signs? For a while, I distrusted every friendship at university. If someone complimented me, I wondered whether they meant it. If someone asked for help, I heard Ava. If someone said, "You're the only person I can rely on," my stomach tightened. Denny met Maya, my university roommate. Maya forgot everything. Her keys, her charger, her umbrella. One morning, she burst into our room. Emma! My body tensed. I forgot my student card. She looked at me, then laughed. Never mind. I'll deal with it. I stared. What? What? You're not asking me to bring it? No, you have class. I forgot it. I'll figure it out. She grabbed her phone. I can get a temporary pass. Then ran away. I sat there for several seconds. Such a small thing. But it hit me harder than Serena's apology. Normal people could make mistakes without turning those mistakes into someone else's emergency. That afternoon, Maya returned. Temporary pass cost me $10. That's annoying. Yep. My fault. Then she started complaining about lunch. I smiled. That was healing too. Not grand forgiveness. Ordinary people behaving normally. During my second year, Ava sent me a birthday message. Happy birthday. Hope you're doing well. I replied. Thanks. Nothing else. A year earlier, that would have felt cruel. Now it felt appropriate. Then one winter break, I saw her in person. Train station. I was buying coffee. Someone said, Emma. I turned. Ava. Shorter hair, glasses, long coat. For a second, she looked exactly 17. Then she didn't. E. We moved out of the line. She smiled awkwardly. How are you? Good. You? Good. We talked about safe things. University, classes, parents. Then silence. Ava looked at her coffee. Do you ever think about exam morning? Yes. Me too. I waited. She laughed softly. I used to think the worst thing I did was lying. What do you think now? The worst thing was knowing you'd go. That surprised me. Ava continued. Serena kept saying, Emma always helps you. And I believed her. I thought, because you had always been there, she swallowed, I had the right to spend that. Your time. Your exam. Your future. I said nothing. Ava looked at me. When you walked inside, I hated you. I know. I thought you were betraying me. I know. Then later I realized I only felt betrayed because I'd already decided you belonged to me. The station announcement echoed. People passed. Then I said, you had the right to ask for help. She nodded. You didn't have the right to lie. I know. I am sorry. This time, the apology landed softly. No raj. No relief. Just truth. I know. Ava smiled sadly. Can I ask one thing? Okay. If Mom really had been across town, if Serena didn't have my ID, if I had actually forgotten it, would you still have walked in? I didn't hesitate. Yes. She looked down, then nodded. I think that's what I needed. Why? Because for a long time I told myself you only left. Because you somehow knew. My heart skipped. Ava continued. But even if you didn't, you still should have gone. Yes. She laughed softly. My therapist is going to be very annoyed that it took me 3 years to get there. Therapists charge by the hour. She laughed. Her train was announced. She picked up her bag. Take care. Emma. You too. She walked toward the platform. What's its head goal? Not. Because I wanted her back. Because I finally knew I didn't. That was peace. Years later. I still remembered 8/21. Not the accident. Not the investigation. Not Serena's screenshots. 8/21. Ava's fingers around my wrist. Her tears. The missing ID. The gate behind me. The clock above us. Every part of the situation had been designed to make one answer feel inevitable. Of course I would go. She was my best friend. She was crying. She needed help. What kind of person walks away? For most of my first life, that question controlled me. What kind of person says no? What kind of daughter disappoints her parents? What kind of friend doesn't fix the problem? What kind of good person watches someone struggle? When she could help, I had never asked the other question. What kind of person creates an emergency and assumes your future is available to solve it? What kind of friend knows exactly how much you care and uses that knowledge as leverage? What kind of love requires one person to lose so the other can feel secure? The old Emma never asked. She believed kindness meant availability. If someone called, I went. If someone cried, I fixed it. If someone forgot something, I remembered. If someone made a mistake, I carried part of the consequence. And if helping them hurt me, I told myself that was sacrifice. Good people sacrificed. Right. Then I lost everything. And the people I tried to save looked at me and said, you chose to go. For years. I hated that sentence. Then I understood why. Because part of it was true. They manipulated me. They lied. They betrayed me. But I had still made the final choice. I had believed their emergency mattered more than my future. So, when I got another chance, I changed one thing. Not Serena. Not Ava. Me. Ava cried. Ilithakai. She begged. I let her beg. She called me selfish. I walked forward. Serena called me cruel. I kept walking. Parents stared. Students whispered. I did not explain. I showed my ID. The staff member checked my admission ticket, looked at my face, then handed everything back. Go ahead. 2 ordinary words. I remember them more clearly than almost anything else. Because in my first life, I never heard them. I walked through the gate. Behind me, Ava screamed my name. The old Emma would have stopped. She would have thought, what if Ava hates me? What if everyone thinks I'm heartless? What if she misses the exam? What if our friendship ends? The new Emma asked, "What happens to me if I go?" That question changed my life. Not because I became selfish, because for the first time, I included myself among the people worth protecting. That distinction took me an entire lifetime to understand. You can love someone and say no. You can care and stay seated. You can hear someone crying and still ask whether the problem actually belongs to you. You can help without sacrificing. And when help requires your future as payment, you are allowed to refuse. The strangest part was how little revenge required. I had imagined rebirth as strategy, plots, evidence, perfect traps. I did none of that. I walked into an exam. That was all. They did everything else. Ava lied. Serena panicked. They changed stories, contradicted each other, blamed one another. Ava confessed. Serena denied it. Messages surfaced. Parents asked questions. Their own choices did what I once thought I needed to do. And, while they were unraveling, I was somewhere else, taking exams, eating dinner with my parents, opening an acceptance letter, packing for university, learning how to be ordinary, living. That was the part one loved most. Not revenge. Absence. Their absence from my future. Sometimes revenge is loud. A public downfall. A confession. A punishment. Sometimes it is watching someone lose what they took from you. But the revenge I remember most was quiet. A gate opening. A pen touching paper. My mother laughing in the kitchen. My father taking terrible photos. A university letter in my hands. My roommate forgetting her student card and solving it herself. A train leaving on time. A life continuing. At 8:21, my best friend grabbed my wrist and begged me to run home for the ID she had never forgotten. I removed her hand. I left her crying outside the gate, and I walked inside. Everyone thought I had abandoned her. They were wrong. For the first time in my life, I had stopped abandoning myself.